So we're gonna walk you through the whole evening, so from the moment we got our menu right up until we had our dessert.
Yeah. And everything, the entertainment,
Everything
involved.
So
I'm gonna walk you through it all.
I'll walk you through everything, our thoughts, our feedback, and then we're gonna close off this session today just with a score
With
from both of us.
Out of 5 from both of us.
We haven't talked about this beforehand either.
No, we haven't discussed this at all.
It may feature some disagreements in between, but
Yeah.
please do bear with us.
Okay, Andrea, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Just a quick rundown. Go.
Okay, so initially, so we started a bit behind schedule, but that's okay. But that's okay because I know we started a bit behind schedule. It's hard to get these things timing. I can understand where you're coming from.
We can relate.
I can relate. It's hard to get the timing down with the starter. Then when do you put the main on? When do you balance the entertainment into that? So I'm prepared to let that slide. But then we were issued the menu, and it was in gibberish, to be quite frank.
You know what I was thinking the same myself.
Do you agree?
Gibberish. Had no clue what was coming. Confusion from the outset.
I just walked into the dining room quite confused and disorientated, to be honest.
Right.
So I suppose we sat down then. The presentation of the table was very nice. It was the theme of Easter. And, it was, they had the Easter bunnies and the eggs. Anything else you wanted to add on the presentation of the table?
The presentation of the table was lovely. But before starters, it has to be said the trays added a great addition with Grace before meals.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
That cannot be included in the score as it was another guest.
Yeah, it's an outsider.
It was an outsider, but wow.
Wow.
What a Grace.
I wonder now that they have discussions about that beforehand.
Yeah. Maybe the other teams are in collusion. We do not know.
Just to give you some context and some background on what Orla just said was because we all dressed up as part of the team. So Trace and Grace, because she was dressed up as a priest. So yeah, some background on that, and it was very heartfelt and meaningful as well.
Yes, thank God.
Please be with you.
And also with you.
Shall we move on to the starters?
The starters, yes. I have to say, I could not fault the soup.
No,
especially with the
not.
addition of the parsley and the cream. Everyone said the soup was outstanding, and when I saw that they made their own brown bread, I was flabbergasted.
Yes. Although I did not realise, I've never once had cream with soup in my life, but I questioned with the use of the cream. But it was delicious. But I was informed very politely that the use of it, so it did make sense. I've only ever had cream with to cool down curries and stuff before, so that was my own fault. I'm not educated enough.
Uncultured, but it's fine.
Fine. That's fine. But I agree with Orla. Absolutely fabulous soup. I asked them what was in the soup. They proceeded to tell me everything that was in there. So
it was very
clear
homemade.
instructions.
A recipe from Ireland, which we
from a local restaurant. Yeah, supporting the local restaurants, especially during these challenging tough times.
Asking for a free recipe. It's good to support local business.
Give them something to do during this time.
Now, mains. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's where it gets interesting.
I see you.
Okay, so the pork, don't like pork, that's nothing personal to the chefs, but this wasn't a strong tasting pork, so I was impressed. Amazing honey glaze on the side as well, which was great. Stuffing from a packet. It was tasty, but a little bit soggy. Roast potatoes, 10 out of 10, couldn't fault them. Mash, I found impeccable, and the honey roast veg were amazing, if only I had a little bit more.
Okay, I agree with Orla. I actually am a fan of pork. I did find it quite dry, but the gravy helped with that, and pork is always quite dry anyway, so to be honest, I can't really fault that. The mash, I am a bit iffy about mash. I feel like mash is my speciality. So I did ask, you know, did they use milk, and they said no, that it wasn't, you know, that they were quite soft enough before they mashed them, and I just knew straight away by tasting them and the colour of them, in fact.
Would that have been a disappointment to you, Andrea?
Yes, definitely. You know, you need good creamy mash, you know, with milk and butter. So that was a bit of a downturn to me. I personally felt the potatoes weren't homemade, that they were out of a bag, but I don't know, the girls didn't agree with me, but that was just my personal perspective. But apart from that, roasted veg, everything, A1.
Now on to the dessert. So it was a pavlova. I really was impressed with mixing the white chocolate into the cream with the pavlova. Amazing touch, and the fact that they roasted the hazelnuts in the oven with honey. It sounds such a minor detail, but really added to the dessert. And coulis to pour on top, which they made themselves. Wow.
Yes, I agree. No, I do think a lot of time and effort went into the dessert. Yeah. I did even see Sophie there. She started yesterday, and I think yesterday's attempt was a bit of a flop, so she proceeded today, and I seen that, so I obviously didn't know what she was making, but I know the work that went behind that.